Okay.
Well, good afternoon again. I'm David Thompson, Chairman of the Westhill Mens Shed, and alongside me is Nick Pilbeam, who is the Secretary of the Westhill Mens Shed and one of the founders of the shed. So Nick, over to you.
Right, socialising in the shed. The thing about men is that they don't go out and socialise in the same way that women do. So you see women all over cafes and going out for lunch and so on. When men have a change in their life, like they retire, made redundant or whatever, they don't tend to go out and do that sort of thing. So many years ago in Australia they had a look at this and thought, well, men do like to make things, mend things, and so if we build a shed and put tools in it, then they might like to come along and enjoy making things, which they did. So they've now got 1,000 sheds in Australia. We were the first one in Scotland, and it means that men know what's going to be there. It does exactly what it says on the tin. You're going to meet other men, you're not going to be faced by couples and feel excluded and so on. So we do the work, which brings in income to keep the shed going, but also you get the socialisation, somebody to talk to, tea table that we're sat at now, where we have evening do's, meals and that sort of thing.
You're interested in how active we are and the activities in the shed. Well, we have a multitude of activities. We've got an engineering group, woodworking group, we have a music group. They're not quite ready to hit the road with their instruments yet, but we have a music group, bridge group, a dozen guys meet for bridge. We have a model making group who are making a superb model just now that will go up to the Peterhead Prison Museum. And we also have our she shed. Ladies meet for DIY on every second Monday during the winter. And the activities they are primarily involved in the engineering group. Well, they repair almost anything that is repairable. And that's very much the ethos of the shed is repair, refurbish and recycle. And over the last couple of years they've probably recycled over 200 lawnmowers, petrol lawnmowers that would have probably ended up in landfill. So that's a big part of their activity, plus all other sorts of garden instruments and machinery. The woodworking group, it's mostly benches. Benches is a big part of it, and most of the activities are for other local charities, schools, and individuals. A lot of people bring in garden furniture that needs some TLC, but this last year, one of the special projects that we were involved in was the face shield project, when there was a shortage of PPE at the beginning of the COVID lockdown. There was a shed initiative organised by Nick here, and we got our 3D printing people plus about another 20 3D printing people from the community, and we did the 3D printing of the frames for the face, a nice simple design, nice lightweight, and we then had another team of people making the acetates, cutting the acetates. So we end up with a very simple face shield, and this was delivered free of charge to nursing homes, small businesses, individuals in the local area. And this to me is a great example of the community and the shed working together, you know, to satisfy a need locally. So that's, in terms of activities, that's really what we get up to in the shed. And as Nick said earlier, there is social events where we have talks during the winter on all sorts of things, mostly men's health and social evenings. So that's a lot of the activities in the shed. And most of the people that come on a regular basis are involved in one or other of these activities.
Okay, trying new things. With me getting involved in the men's shed, I sort of developed the skills I got in industry of managing a department and budgets and so on. But of course, in a men's shed, you've got to do it all yourself. You haven't got a swatting great personnel department to help you out. So you learn a lot that way. Also, we encourage people to help out on projects, to learn how to do work that they may not have done before. So, like the engineering group, they're all people who are now very well versed in repairing small engines. The whole shebang is new things, from I would say trying making a she shed, to getting people in to talk about local history and all kinds of things.
I think on the meeting new people is very interesting. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a relatively newcomer to the shed. 6 years I've been involved. And Westhill being a relatively small place, you'd think you know a lot of people, but when I came to the shed, out of 300 members, I think I knew a couple of people. So it's been really good, really interesting meeting all these people with a huge range of skills. I mean, everything from administration right through all the technical skills that's involved here. A lot of people coming from the oil industry, so it's really interesting to hear their stories. Very often working side by side with these people, you find out about their health issues, something that they would probably never discuss if there was a mixed company in the shed. So that's another important aspect of the meeting people, is getting to know them, getting to know what they've been up to, if they want to tell you, that is. And that to me is a key part of the whole structure of the shed, is this support for each other while you work side by side.
Okay, we have done a lot for the local community on request, so that's one of our big things, is that other charities or individuals can ask us to repair a bench or make a pagoda, or if anybody's been to the Children's Hospital at ARI, you'll see a big curved bench in the garden there. We built that. And then, for instance, the face visors, we wouldn't have been able to do that if we hadn't picked up on 3D printing and thought, well, that's an interesting thing, and bought the shed a 3D printer. About half a dozen guys learned how to use it, and then when COVID came along, we just said, well, we can do this, we've got all the skills, and off we went. And that wasn't something anybody bought from their working life, because none of us use 3D printers. What else?
I think that the one thing, a word that is used is this inclusivity. Well, we practice that. We practice what we preach in that respect. We are open to all men over the age of 18 until later life. Although most of our members are probably retired, we do have some people who are still working. And the one thing I would like to stress here is membership is free. We don't charge anything, so that really highlights the inclusivity element. We do offer youngsters from the local youth organisations. They come in, sometimes they need, they're doing a craft badge, so we have youngsters in probably from the ages of 11 to sort of 16. They come in, and we are set up to bring in youngsters for training. We've set up all the systems, all the what is it, GDPR, the yeah,
personal secrecy.
yeah, and all that. So that's all set up.
Oh, no, you mean the dealing with youngsters?
Yeah. So we've got all that set up. Although it's not something we use on a regular basis, but yes, inclusivity. Any man from any background, of any age over 18, is very welcome here.
So what we're looking forward to is we've got the shed back up and running, but under COVID it means a restricted number of people and face masks and distancing and not being able to share food or anything like that, or run social events. So we're looking forward to getting back to completely normal, and then we will start upping the speed at which we can build things, and then we can get back to having the social events as well, the whole thing.
I think that's pretty much covers the things we're up to. It's a great organisation, absolutely wonderful organisation. Staffed, founded, managed and run completely by volunteers, and that in itself is a great achievement. Managing a business with employees is one thing, managing a business with volunteers is something completely different.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope that's okay for you folks.
Yeah, we'll sign off.